Alright, so my name is Eric Fulkerson. I'm 37 years old. I'm married to Joni. We live here in Mechanicsburg. We moved here about 3.5 years ago. We've been coming to McBIC for about 3 years. We have 2 children. Ella, she is 6.5, and then Kian, who is 5, turned 5 in January. I'm a registered nurse. I work for the Pennsylvania Department of Health. It's hard to pinpoint an area in our marriage that both of us felt like we were at a good space. I wasn't fair to anyone in my marriage, myself, especially my wife, and then eventually my children. And it came to a head. It was Tuesday. That night, I prayed that God would heal my marriage, that God would heal Joni. And I ended with, please Lord, heal me. As soon as I ended that prayer, God revealed just a small amount of what I couldn't formally remember. God convicted me to talk to my wife about it. She comforted me, and I was able to talk about it. And she loved me and held me. I was at work walking down the hallway, and I was supposed to contact you to set up an appointment, and I completely forgot. At 12:03, that's when you text me to inform me that you wouldn't be able to meet that weekend because of dealing with someone dying at the church. And God spoke to me and made me realize, that could have been me, and He saved me and my family and my marriage. That gnawing sensation, that compulsive reaction to certain situations that either sparked fear or sparked lies or sparked anger, all of that is no longer there.
God's delivered that from you.
Yeah, and it's been freeing. I've been able to really focus on my family and on my relationship with Christ and my faith in God. I am no longer ruled by fear. I am no longer allowing the fear to drive a life of lies. I'm a new person who is so very grateful for not only the wonderful things in my life, but all the really hard things too, because I understand how God used those in my life to get me to the path that I needed to take to find my faith and to accept salvation. Well, very first and foremost, God kind of convicted me to be baptized. When I was talking to Joni about my salvation, she had, said, does this mean you're going to be baptized? And at first I was like, I accept Jesus as my Lord, but I don't know if I'm that Christian. That's a little out there. I've always had living in lies and living in fear. There's always that fear of being who you are, or speaking your mind, or having that outward appearance where people can judge you. Shortly after saying that, Jesus convicted me, no, you're going to be baptized. And then it falls on Easter, which is wonderful because it's the resurrection and the rebirth. And I am certainly reborn. My soul is reborn. April 1st is the birthday of my best friend who was killed when I was in 4th grade. And at that point in time, his death and its effect on me set in motion a cascade of events that led to some very difficult times. And a rift between me and God had formed after that. And this is just a gift from God to show me, to reaffirm in me that there is rebirth. And there is life outside of all of this. And He's in control of it.